Huh. This is new. So Stardew. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I love this game. For a good month, I had spent most, if not all of it, rotting in bed, playing the game, all that work, just to still have my farm look like crap. Anyways, like with every list, this is subjective. I've experienced this game differently, so did you, so don't get upset if I rank your favorite character low, or maybe you should, because I'm very hypocritical and I would get upset if someone ranked my favorite character at the bottom. Also, don't take everything I say here too seriously. I just like being dramatic. Also, I haven't dated every bachelor or bachelorette. That's because I absolutely refuse to go after anyone else besides the character I already married. And I have seen everyone's events, but I'm not going to let those affect the list. I'm going to be ranking everyone based on their hard events up to like hard event 8. So we're going to start with the first character, Abigail. She's alright, B tier. Okay, I guess you want an explanation. I mean, at first she was pretty cool. I don't know what I'd really label her as, but like the closest thing that comes to mind is probably like chill gamer girl. But when she starts talking about, wanting to slay monsters, she kind of gets bratty, and I chose the wrong option because I was like, no, you shouldn't be going out to kill monsters. She automatically assumes it's because she's a girl, which, look, I might be sexist, but that's not why I'm saying this. I'm saying this because I have to fight these monsters, and I'm gonna be real with you, it's not fun. I only have to do it as self-defense. Do you see this? Do you think I want to go into these caves to fight these monsters? No! I just want to mine so I can buy crops from your greedy dad. Besides that, she was an okay character, but just her being childish and about wanting to slay monsters kind of annoyed me. So I feel like she fits in B tier. Now, Alex, though. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. I'm a guy. I know, a shocker. And, from what I've seen, he's more lenient with guys than he is with girls, which, yeah, I definitely see that. But this is my experience, so from what I've seen, he's a very interesting character. Actually, that's an understatement. I like him a lot. His backstory and explanation for why he is the way he is was really shocking, and I was not expecting it to come from Alex of all characters. His dad, horrible to him, and his mother, and that's why he's putting up this macho man facade. And it's very unfortunate because he lost his mom, the only other, I guess, good family he had left, aside from his grandparents, which, he does have a connection with them, but it probably isn't as strong as the one he had with his mother. And that hard event with him listening to his mom's music box and seeing him cry after that, it was, I don't want to say I was glad to see it, but it was nice to see him open up to you to that extent, which is why it's might come to a shocker as all of you. Some of you might disagree, but I'm gonna have to put him in S tier. I love me some characters with some deep backstories. Next character, Birdie. I don't really have much to say about her, to be honest. At first I thought she was Leo's mom, but she's just another unfortunate soul who washed up on Ginger Island. It would have been nice to see her and Leo interact and have like a mother-son type bond, but I do like how Leo's story was handled like in the game, so I think it was for the best to leave it as it is. So I don't really have much else to say but to put her in C tier. Her quest was pretty neat, but other than that, there's just not really much else to say about her in my opinion. Now, the next character, the Bouncer. He has dialogue, so I don't know what you want me to say. It's C tier. Next character though, Caroline. You can imagine my disappointment when I realized I couldn't date her, and the fact that she's married to Pierre of all people. But regardless, she's nice. She doesn't really understand Abigail that well, but it's clear that she does try to put in effort to connect with her. Can't say the same for her husband, but she's nice, mom. I'll put her in B tier. Clint. Some people don't like Clint. I am some people. But to be fair, he has had it rough. I could be misremembering things though, but I think he was forced into the blacksmith job, and although he does do his job well, it's not something he would have liked as a career. And you know, I kind of like that he puts up with it. And he's like, well, I want this job, but you know what? It's my job now. I just gotta do what I gotta do, and I like that. A lot of people don't like him because of his weird crush on Emily. Well, I can't say weird. His biggest flaw is he's what's the word? I don't want to say creep or a weirdo. To be honest, I don't know what the hell he's doing here in Pelican Town. But the crush on Emily is a bit. I don't know how old he is. From the looks of it, he could be like late 20s. Well, Emily seems to be in like early 20s, maybe. I don't know, but for his sake, let's just say they're the same age, and he's just really awkward around the girl he likes. I mean, I can't really hate on that. We've all been there. He's just awkward. It's not like he's predatory about it or gives, you know, assaulter vibes, stalker vibes for that matter. He's just a guy, hard at work, has a crush on a girl, doesn't know how to talk to women. I can't hate on that, but it's not like I'm gonna put him that high, so I'll put him in B tier. Demetrius. F tier. He's a terrible father. He's not subtle with how he favors a child over the other. He likes to use very sophisticated or scientific terms to make it seem like he's smart when he's not. He's just kind of arrogant and thinks just because he says this, it makes him seem smarter. Also, okay, I really hate this heart event between him and Robin, because why would you, even if tomato was a fruit, why would you just get one type of fruit? Robin clearly asked for a basket of fruit. There should have been some variety in there. I feel like her reaction would have been the same if it was just all apples or all oranges. So I was going to put him in D tier because, you know, his name D for Demetrius. But no, he's going in F tier. I hate this guy. Dwarf though. Love him. He's just a silly little guy. I like the way he speaks and his design overall. So, you know what? A tier. Elliot. F tier. Very arrogant. I don't like him. He speaks elegantly instead of like a normal person. Very melodramatic, and it's just like, dude, just shut up. There's nothing really else for me to say. It's just I don't like him that much. He's going in F tier. Sorry to the Elliot fans. Emily though, she's actually pretty cool. I like her crystal girly vibe that she gives off, and I would 100% love to have a friend like her in real life. And I like the heart event where she takes care of a wounded parent and doesn't aim it out of respect. So you know what? I'm gonna put her in S tier. Evelyn. She's sweet. I don't really have much else to say about her. Though this one conversation, it did stick with me. And it was during the winter, and she was building a snowman with Alex, and she said how that could have been the last time she built a snowman with Alex. That was really sad. So, but that was really sad. I'm gonna put her in B tier. George. At first, he was a grumpy old man who was cold towards everyone, which, well, you know, he kind of still is. But his backstory was pretty interesting. Like, he was working in the mines, and they were using dynamite as a means to get further. And one explosion he just happened to stick around for one explosion, and it crippled him for life. He eventually does open up to the player, which is sweet. And it's not like he's like grumpy to the point where he like lashes out at his family or whatnot. He does care about them, and from what I've seen, it's not like he lashes out at them for anything. So, you know what? I'll put him next to Evelyn in B tier, I guess. Gil. He's just kind of there. I'm putting him in C tier. The governor. Also C tier, but I like his design, so he'll be higher up in C tier. Grandpa. I mean, he did give us a farm, so like, you know, I can't really put him any lower than A tier. Gunther though, I like his design. That's pretty much it. There's not really much else I can say, but like his cool design puts him way higher than the governor, so I'm gonna put him up in B tier. Gus. Man, how could you not like this guy? He's really sweet. And how could you refer to him as literally anything but his real name, Elliot? But besides that, he's pretty nice. I like this conversation with Linus, helping him out by giving him food instead of letting him starve. He's just a guy trying to run this place, and he's pretty friendly. So you know what? A tier. Okay. Can you guess who I married yet? I'm not gonna lie. She was very, very rude at the beginning of the game. Like, she would trash on your fit, your lifestyle. She doesn't like the town, and she doesn't like her sister. She's very bratty and childish at the beginning. However, she is my type. So I was willing to push past the insults and the degrading. And it's like what they said in the Bible. Onions have layers. Haley may have had this very mean layer to herself, but there was something yet to be discovered by the player. As the player continues to try, or in this case, as I continue to try and connect with her, she would slowly change, becoming more open to the town, and her sister Emily, realizing she has a lot more in common with her than she thought. She'd start spending less time in the city, and she'd start doing more photography as a hobby, which leads to her 8-hour event where she asks you to meet her at Marnie's farm, where you take pictures and try to ride the cattle, which, well, you know, goes well to an extent. And she is so sweet when she opens up more. And I haven't even, I can't even get to her 14 hard events because I did say we're going up to 8, but regardless, God is tier. There are no words left to speak. Harvey. I actually like Harvey. He's a town doctor. He does try to make himself partake in, the town's exercise classes so he can keep himself in shape. He's also a huge nerd about, being a pilot. Gives me a better deja vu. But regardless, he's a sweet guy, so, I'll put him in A tier. Henchman. He's good with his job. Until you, bribe him. So, C tier. Jazz. I genuinely have nothing to say about her. That's C tier, I guess. Jody. Okay, so on one hand, Jody can be kind of sweet, but there were some small conversations I've had with her where I swear I could be imagining this, but I swear there was one conversation I had with her where she was like, sometimes I wish I wasn't a mom, and it's like, I could be wrong. I'm not sure if she actually said this, but if she did, she's going in C tier. Kent. I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was gonna be a jerk at the beginning of the game. I thought he was gonna be that stereotypical loud abusive dad, but I had no idea who he actually was at the time. I realized that he was in the war of the game, and I actually like how it's handled. It's not a thing the game heavily focuses on, but there are some characters who are greatly impacted by it, Kent being one of them. And so is Dwarf. I'm pretty sure his family was killed by shadow people, which is why he's wary of the player at first. Kent, though, he's fought in it. He's seen things that'll stick with him for the rest of his life. Just hearing popcorn popping in the microwave puts him back in the war state. And he's struggling just trying to return to his regular life. He has to keep himself calm, and although the war is over, its effects continue to linger upon those who were there to witness it. I really don't have anything else to say but S tier. I know for Kent and Alex, I kind of just put them up there for their interesting backstories. Character wise, I really didn't go in depth, but hey man, I'm just a sucker for interesting backstories. Speaking of which, Krobus. He lives in the sewers of Pelican Town because, he's afraid of the world above him. us humans, he does try to connect with the player, and he's friends with some of the monsters in the caverns. And he's asked us if we ever met them. And oh boy, did we meet them all right. He's a sweet guy, all things considered. And in the heart event between him and Dwarf, although there is conflict between the two because, you know, of the war, he still apologizes to him and what happened to his family. Although he wasn't directly involved with it, he still feels bad for what happened to Dwarf. And I think that makes him worthy of being put in S tier. Leah. Oh man. Leah. I'm not gonna lie, she's like my least favorite bachelorette in the game. Like, she's not awful. She's like, she will not be Elliot tiers of awful. Far from it. I just think she's really boring. I feel like there could have been a lot more done with her character and her passion as an artist, because that is a great concept. But there was definitely a lot left to be desired. I just really wasn't that interested in her. But, you know, she's not like the worst of C tier. If anything, she's like almost the best. I just want to put her in B tier. Next up is Leo. He's probably the most interesting of the 3 kids in the game, which really isn't saying much because, you know, the other 2 are kids and they're not really that interesting. But Leo, though, he was in a shipwreck that separated him from his parents, and his only family were the birds at Ginger Island. It might be insensitive to say this, but he was basically a fish out of water, and it took him a while to try and talk to other people. But I like seeing him trying to connect or blend into the new life of Pelican Town, and when he eventually does, I really like that. So, you know what? He's going in A tier. Lewis. I can't say I really dislike him. Like, I am in the Lewis hate train, but I don't know why I hate him that much. Like, okay, yeah, he is a jerk for trying to keep his relationship with Marnie a secret because, you know, he values his status as mayor more important than anything else. But like, I do hate him, but I don't hate him as much as Demetrius or Elliot. So I'm just gonna put him in D tier. Linus. At first, I didn't really like him. I don't think many people would find someone digging through someone else's trash a good first impression, but he grew on me as time went on. He really is dedicated to his life, you know, living out in nature, because he genuinely enjoys it. Though if food really is that hard to come by, then I feel like he should just do what the player does and trade in some stuff for food. But regardless, he's not a bad person. He's pretty chill. I'll put him in B tier. Marlin. I like his adventurer / slayer trait. He's pretty cool. I really don't have much else to say to him about him, but B tier. Marnie. Oh boy. I like how she cares for the animals. It's really sweet. It's just that she doesn't really put that much care for her nephew. She doesn't really do much in terms of helping take care of Shane's alcohol addiction. And when he generally seems happy for the first time in his life, she assumes it's because beer was on sale. Which, like, wow, Marnie. But yeah, I'm gonna put her kind of like the bottom of the actually important characters of C tier, if that makes any sense. Maru. I like her nerdy scientist personality she's got going. She's probably the nicest of her family aside from Robin. Sure, Sebastian is nice too, but that's not until you get him to open up to you. And Demetrius, well, it's self-explanatory. So I'm gonna put Maru in B tier. Morris. I have mixed feelings about Morris. Well, there's still negative feelings, but like, okay, yes, he did try to take Pierre's customers at the beginning of the game, but it was with sales of cheaper prices. And like, yeah, I did feel bad for Pierre, but that was before I learned that, you know, he was a scumbag. And if we're ignoring that, he is overworking his employees because, geez, no wonder Shane's depressed. I'd be depressed too if I was working customer service. But like, I don't like him, but I don't hate him. But it wouldn't be fair if I put him with everyone else in C tier. I'm gonna put him with Lewis in D tier. I really don't like these two. Well, I don't hate these two, but I don't like them either. So that's just where they're gonna be. Mr. Key. he's going in C tier because I mean, I like his mysterious aura, but other than that, I don't have much else to say. Pam. I don't like her. She's the town alcoholic, and when Gus is behind with money, a big reason for that is because she doesn't pay her tab. And although she does pay for it, it just meant she could have done it at any time and just decided not to. Not to mention, she sometimes lashes out at Penny as a way to, let out her frustrations. And I know deep down she does care about her, but it still doesn't excuse the way she is treating her and how she treats others. So although I don't despise her, and I can empathize that, making a change can feel difficult, I still can't really put her in C tier, so I'm gonna have to put her in D tier. Penny. I might get a lot of flack for this. I don't like Penny either. I know what I listed makes it sound like Penny is the victim of her mother's sins, which, well, yeah, that's true, but that still doesn't change how I feel about her. I just get this fakeness or crybaby vibe from her. Like, there's a point in the story where she pushes George, the man bound to his wheelchair, without his consent, by the way, and if you call her out on it, you lose heart points for it. Like, ma'am, I'm sorry your feelings were hurt, but you should have asked him if he needed help first. Well, you did. You should have waited for his response and permission. Like, I'm sorry, but she's gonna have to go in D tier with her mom. Pierre. There's nothing else to say. Professor Snail. I have interacted with him for a total of 2 times. He's going in C tier. Robin. I'm kind of mixed on Robin. But in this case, it's like I'm more leaning towards positively than negatively. She's really kind and friendly to the player and, the rest of the village, to be honest. And, she's a town carpenter. She upgrades all your builds, farm structures. Like, how could you not like her? I just really hate her taste in men. Because why did she have a child with Demetrius? Like, bro doesn't even treat her biological son right, and she lets it slide. Like, she's a great friend, but as a mother, she's still got a lot to work on, so I'm gonna put her in B tier. Sam. I actually really like Sam. I think he might be the best bachelor right next to Harvey. He kind of gives off golden retriever vibes. Someone, you can be really comfortable and open with. I don't really have much else to say about him, to be honest, except that he belongs in A tier. Sandy. She's kind. I don't really have much else to say about her. I just wish that she would visit the valley because, okay, I'm going to be real here. No one else is going to visit her shop. She's not going to lose any sales if she's gone for 1 day. Like, come on, Sandy. You can afford to close for 1 day. Regardless, she's an alright character. I'll put her in B tier. This interaction, though, is just really funny. Sebastian. Alright. Certain people were waiting for this one. I'm going to keep them waiting because I have to explain what I think about him first. So, like a lot of characters, he's very cold towards you at the start. And, he kind of isolates himself from the rest of his family. But to be fair, that's not his fault because they isolated him to begin with. His stepfather favors one child over the other. His mother enables that behavior. Not to mention he lives in an actual basement. But when you get him to open up more, he is very sweet. Like, he invites you to play a D&D type game with him and Sam, which, it was pretty cool. And that 8 Heart event where he was, like, he has you move closer to him so you could be under his umbrella. That was sweet too. So, okay, yeah, S tier. Wow, woo, there you happy? Good, because we're moving on to the next character who, in my opinion, has the best story. Shane. I didn't like him at first. If anything, I disliked him the most out of everyone aside from Pierre. And say the line with me. It wasn't until we got him to open up to see why he was the way he was. Shane is an alcoholic, putting him in the same boat as Pam, but his case is much worse. Shane, the game does not sugarcoat this. He is depressed, and he is harboring some harmful thoughts. If he's working at Jojo Mart, then he's working a dead-end job for probably crap pay. If he's not, then he has no job and he has nothing to do but keep drinking his pain away. It gets so bad to the point that he's next to a cliff, debating whether or not he should roll off of it. Ultimately, he realizes he can't do it. From there on, he decides to change his life for the better. No thanks to his aunt, but he starts up a hobby of taking care of, his own chickens and substituting alcohol with sparkling water. It's admirable seeing him make the change he so desperately wanted in his whole life, which is why he's going in S tier. Vincent! What a shift in tone. First we're talking about, depression and self-harm, and now we're talking about this kid. He complimented me, so if you can even call it that, it's I don't know. He's going in C tier. Willie, I really like Willie. I should not say that out loud. But regardless, he's just an nice old fisher, just trying to teach you the ropes to fishing, and I like his design. He's really nice. So you know what, B tier. The Wizard, last character. Alright, so time for a lengthy review. Get ready. He's alright. I like his design, and although he's kind of jaded towards us, he can be kind of sweet when he opens up. He isolates himself from the rest of the town, but it's kind of nice to see him set up events like the Halloween one. So yeah, you know what? Put him at the bottom of B tier. And that is it. This is my official ranking of all the characters. Take a good look because I'm not changing a damn thing. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you want me to do more rankings like these. I'm still working on the Like a Dragon one. Trust me, it's just a long video. I have the script done. I just need to record it. And, edit the whole thing. So be patient and, and maybe that will be the next video. So I'll see you all next time.
Tell me 私のどこが Show me 嫌いになったの教えてほしいのに
Okay, if you made it to the end of the video, then congratulations! Here is the real ranking. Penny is in B tier. I told you I would be dramatic in the video. She's not all that bad. She made a mistake, and although it was out of good intent, she still needed to learn that it wasn't really right to do that. And aside from that, she really is the sweetest bachelorette of the game. Not as sweet as Haley though. Nuh-uh. Let's get that straight. But it's admirable to see her, trying to make a change in the circumstances she's in, and how dedicated she is in trying to teach Vincent and Jazz. So that's it. This is the official ranking. There you go. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.